Well, looks like both team captains and coaches have reported to the middle of the field. They've had their meeting with the referees, and it looks like both teams are beginning their final preparations for tonight's match. We have the Center Yellow Jackets playing at home versus Cristo Rey Pumas, visiting team, and it looks as if Center is wearing their home blue. Cristo Rey Pumas wearing the white kits.
Guaranteed, if you come to a center football game, you can look forward to a bunch of young men playing very hard, giving great effort, and playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. You know, we really just want to, teach the guys that it takes a team, man. Team effort for everything that we do.
And good evening, soccer fans. For the first game of the Center Yellow Jackets soccer season, tonight we have the home Center Yellow Jackets wearing their home blue kits, playing the Cristo Rey Pumas, wearing white as the visiting team. The players run out onto the field as they are introduced, shaking hands of the referees. Center Yellow Jackets are coached by Steve Matson, managed by Savannah Holzman and Grace Jackson. Assistant coaching, Jerusha Geringer. They're now playing the national anthem.
Thank you and enjoy the match.
And the center referee has placed the ball in the middle of the field, awaiting both teams to assume their positions.
Our Booster Club concession stand is open this evening. It's located right behind the stadium. Got a great selection of food, snacks, and drinks for your enjoyment.
Both coaches giving their last instructions.
Booster Club supporting our center student athletes.
And the ball boys are taking their positions on the end lines. Innkeeper wearing the orange jersey and black pants for center. Looks to be Brandon Keynes, senior, for center. And we're off. Center forward plays the ball back to the midfield. Midfield drops it back to the right defense. Passes up the line to the midfield. And center is moving the ball up the field. Forward just beats one player, shoots with the left. A little bit wide. Goal kick for the Cristo Rey Pumas. Innkeeper for the Pumas tonight. Also wearing an orange jersey with black pants. Number 20, Daniel Pena. Defender takes the kick, and it is turned over quickly to center, which plays it back into the box. Saved by the Pumas keeper, who boots it out to the midfield near the center stripe. We have Cristo Rey, number 7, midfield, passing it to number 12. Center intercepts the ball. And there's a scuffle through the midfield. The ball gets played down the left, out of bounds for a Cristo Rey throw in near the penalty box. Number 4 throws it in, plays it back. We center the ball. Center midfielder heads it back out to the midfield. Again, we have players fighting for the ball. Looks like Cristo Rey kicks it out. Nope. Cristo Rey throw in, number 8. Throws it in, headed by his own player, number 12. Center collects the ball, number 14. Back to Cristo Rey. Center defender goes forward, plays the ball forward. And we have 2 or 3 players scuffling for the ball. About 20 yards away from the center box. Center collects the ball in the midfield, plays it to the left forward. Plays it to the center forward. Slide tackle by Cristo Rey. And for center, collected by the left midfielder. Played back into the midfield. We're about 20 yards from goal. Back to a center midfielder, number 10. Passes it up to number 14. Is kicked away by the Cristo Rey center defender. Looks like we had an offsides on the last forward play. Offsides near the box, so Cristo Rey will be kicking it out. Left defender to take the kick. And plays it up to the midfield stripe, where Cristo Rey player is fouled. They'll take the free kick, play it into the center box, and nobody there. Rolls out across the end line for the center keeper. Brandon Keynes sets the ball at the edge of the 6-yard box. He's going to let his defender take the free kick. And number 3 boots it upfield till the midfield stripe. Quickly turned over to Cristo Rey and turned back over to center near the midfield. Center plays it forward. Their forward, number 10, runs onto the ball, dribbles it past the keeper, takes a shot off the post. Cristo Rey plays the ball out. Center collects it about 30 yards from goal. Center midfielder dribbles it in, loses the ball to Cristo Rey, boots it out to the midfield. Cristo Rey maintains possession but plays it out of bounds. Center throw in near the midfield. Throwing it in, number 13 for center, James Raper. It's quickly taken possession by the Pumas, returning the other direction near the midfield. Number 7 for Cristo Rey plays it forward to nobody. The center keeper, Brandon Keynes, collects it at the edge of his box. Drop kicks it to about midfield, where Cristo Rey promptly plays it out. Center throw in near the midfield. Played in. Center number 10 in the midfield collects the ball. Beautiful pass with the outside of the foot. Looks like we might have an offsides call, though. And that's what it is. Cristo Rey will take a free kick from about 20 yards out of their own goal. The defender plays the ball forward. Center defender collects it, passes it forward. Sounds like there's a whistle on the play. And it looks like center is going to take possession of the ball. Number 23 kicking the ball to the edge of the box. It's headed out by a Cristo Rey player. Back into the midfield. Center recollects it. Number 14. Fighting for the ball with the Cristo Rey, number 8. Cristo Rey takes the free kick. Plays it up to the line. Center defender is going to chase it out of bounds. Looks like a free kick for center. Keeping Brandon Keynes busy. Well, no, the referee is going to say it rolled out of bounds.
The game
Nope,
for
it is a
Cristo
free
Rey,
kick.
number 2, Angel Serrano Nava.
Free kick is going to be
And
taken by
5,
number
Jesus
23
Bobadilla.
from center. Lasan Kamara drops back, big kick out to the midfield, headed by a Cristo Rey player. Cristo Rey loses possession. Center gains possession in the midfield, passes it forward about 15-20 yards out of the box, and now it's rolling into the box. The whistle has been blown. Offside center. Cristo Rey keeper. Oh, no. They're going to bring it back. It's going to be a center ball. 40 yards from goal. Center plays it into their forward. It's collected on the half volley and shot over the top of the goal. Cristo Rey for the goal kick, being taken by the defender number 3, Juan Perez Cruz. Played out to the midfield. Cristo Rey plays it forward. Number 10 chasing it, close to the box. Center defender speeds up, cuts the ball off, and it is collected by Brandon Keynes. Quickly passes it out to the right defender, who passes it out to the left defender, who passes it to the middle and loses the ball to Cristo Rey. Cristo Rey drops the ball back to midfield. It's passed to the outside. Outside back looks like he might have lost it out of bounds. The throw in center. Center's going to maintain possession of the ball, moving it down the field. Number 18 for center with a brave header, but then loses the ball to the Pumas. Puma midfielder number 5 plays it outside, loses the ball. Center coming the other way. Great moves by the center forward. Takes a shot, misses, but still in hot pursuit. Center's now pulling all its players forward, trying to score that goal. Cristo Rey takes over possession, brings it back the other way. And the ball's played forward, down the left sideline, and center collects it. Center number 10 in the midfield plays it out to the right forward, who manages to keep it in bounds. Looks like he's going to cross it. Nope. Dribbles it into the box, beats 2 players, takes a shot, goal center. Number 30, Emilson Vasquez. Great dribbling. Adept dribbling, shall we say, beating 2 defenders on the play, taking a nice left-footed shot, placing it past the keeper from very close range, about 7 yards out. You know, some things on that last possession, Coach Matchson has said this about his team. He says that they're a good passing team. We know that Emilson has scored a ton of goals. So Mr. Matson's very proud of his forwards for their ability to score. Meanwhile, center has the ball around the midfield. They're driving into the Pumas' territory. It's played out near the corner where it rolls over the end line for a Pumas goal kick. Free kick taken by the goal kick taken by the defender. Played up near the midfield where center heads the ball, plays it to their forward. Forward near the edge of the box, dribbling it in. Number 10 loses the ball, but it's recollected by center again at the top of the box. Center trying to dribble the ball through 3 or 4 defenders. Loses the ball, and now it's played out to Cristo Rey. Plays it forward. Center right back. Fighting for the ball. Rolls to the middle of the pitch, where it's collected by another center defender. Number 3 for Cristo Rey collects the ball and plays it into the box and rolling out over the end line. Brandon Keynes again collects the ball. Plays it out to his defender, number 23, who will take the free kick, Lason Camara, who backs up, adjusts his knee brace, and gives it a big boot. It rolls out about 30 yards out of the center goal. Cristo Rey brings it back to. All right. Center collects it, plays it forward, And it looks like the left midfielder is going to run onto the ball. He's got possession of it. He dribbles it into the box. Let's see, they're going to call maybe a foul penalty out there. Cristo Rey plays the ball up to the spot where the foul was committed. They're taking it way back into the center half of the field. And again, it's going to be Lason Kamara taking a big boot, boots it all the way down near the Cristo Rey penalty box. Cristo Rey promptly plays it back up through the midfield, plays it to the out, and we're playing it wide. The wide player plays it in, and it looks like Brandon Keynes comes up and collects it at the top of the box, playing it out to his defender, who boots it up the field. Lason Kamara with the big leg. Looks like it may have rolled out of bounds. Well, it must have hit a Cristo Rey player before it rolled out. And again, it looks like Lason Kamara is going to throw the ball in. A lot of action for Lason tonight. A lot of free kicks, a couple cleanups at defense. And here he throws the ball in. And it's quickly played forward to center, but he's offsides. Number 10 for the Yellow Jackets was just past that last defender when he received the ball. David Argumendo.
I'm going to take this opportunity to introduce myself. I'm Steve Parker. I'm the media person here at Center High School. I want to thank Mr. Hanch for starting us off and doing a great job. Just got in. Everything looks great. Andy, what are you seeing out of the Center Yellow Jackets right now?
Well, you know, some things that Mr. Matson, Coach Matson, has said about the center team are in evidence tonight. They are a good passing team. You can see the way they're maintaining the ball. He talks a lot about his experience for his defenders. They're fast. It's really making it difficult for Cristo Rey to possess the ball or move it into our penalty box. Center seems to be really good at collecting the ball and booting it back up the field. And I think the fact that it's 1-0, we've had 2 or 3 good chances, have a pretty good offense as well. So it looks like center's going to be taking a goal kick here. Again, in high school soccer, a lot of times the keeper doesn't actually take the kick. Want to protect those legs. He's going to pass it off to his defender to take the free kick. 23, and I've mentioned this before. Lason Kamara has taken a lot of work tonight. Done a lot of good things. Takes the free kick, puts it up around the midfield. It looks like it may have gone out of bounds though. So we're going to have a Cristo Rey throw in here at the midfield. The center sets up its defense. Looks like we might also have a substitute. There is a pause on the field. Number 8's going to throw it in. Alan Ruiz. Plays it in center, maintains possession, passes it back to the defense. You know, Mr. Parker, that's a sign of confidence when you have a midfield that can pass the ball back to the defenders. The confidence that the defender is going to possess it and then give it back to the midfield instead of losing it.
Absolutely. Today, talking to one of the players in class, he'd mentioned that one of the strengths that our Yellow Jackets have is indeed their passing ability and their speed. He also mentioned that they can be quite physical when they need to be.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw that pullback, but the midfielder there for center, very confident with the ball, had the possession at his feet, pulled it back, dribbled it around a player. We've seen instances of that also from our forwards tonight. The ability to dribble past 2 or 3 players. Looks like Cristo Rey has possession. And they play it off a center player. Nope, off Cristo Rey. So center will throw it in. Looks like center's settling into the game. First few minutes of many soccer games can be a little bit choppy. And here's number 18 dribbling into the box. Dribbling away from pressure at the top of the box. He's passing it around, passing to a second player. Dribbles it into the box. He's taken a shot, but a little bit wide.
Yeah, it seems to me that center is being pretty aggressive. How would you're the experienced soccer guy here, how would you describe their style of play?
I would describe it as did you say aggressive? They are. They're confident. They want the ball. If they see a chance to run at the ball, it's in soccer what you would call a 50-50 ball. They'll challenge every ball and come away with most, taking the ball away from the other team through their speed and their ball skills.
Well, I just got to say, I want to thank Mr. Hanch again for being a great sport. There couldn't be a better person I could imagine to come in and kick off our inaugural season. We have all new camera people. We have a brand new crew this year. Super excited about it. A lot of their first time on camera. A whole new control room crew. I'm super excited to see them evolve throughout the school year. Here at Hive TV, we plan on broadcasting just about every single home game. So be sure to stay tuned and please hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers. Once we get that, we can start going on the road, taking the show on the road.
You know, Mr. Parker, one thing that Mr. Mattson also said was that his team is very physical. They're not afraid to make contact. Challenging every ball. Well, Cristo Rey has possession. Loses it to center. And booted out by the midfield. And played out by center.
Gotta say, it seems pretty impressive that they're coming out here with their first game, and looks like stamina is not an issue at this point. Definitely the speed is evident.
Number 11, Leon.
No, and I know one thing that Mr. Mattson preaches is fitness. His soccer players are known to come up to the camps that he provides in the summer, and they work hard. You don't see center soccer players coming into camp out of shape. They've done their work over the summer.
They certainly are athletes.
You know, some of Mr. Mattson's goals, obviously to start the season in the best shape you can, but he'd really like to ultimately win district this year. And he thinks that by staying positive, working hard, that's really going to be a key, because this is an extremely talented group.
That was one of the things that one of the players was telling me, that at the end of last year, they kind of lost their focus. They really kind of got distracted, and they hope to avoid that this year and stay focused on the goal that you just mentioned, on winning the district title.
Well, positive attitude will go a long way. Good example of center's physicality and skill as we watch the right midfielder battling a Cristo Rey player and then eventually playing it forward to his own teammate. Oh, but looks like the Cristo Rey keeper collects it there, number 20. Daniel Pena with the boot over the midfielder's head, but center recollects it. Yeah, you know, another good reason that center's doing so, having a good start to this game. Coach Matchton praises Mansour in the midfielder, who's a playmaker. It's hard to move that ball through the midfield without Mansour challenging it. Supporting his forwards. And it is played forward to a center forward again. Dribbling up the line. And he beats the keeper on the dribble, but the ball rolls out of bounds.
Wow, very close on that one. Looks like he just got a little bit away from him. But once again, being aggressive. The Center Yellow Jackets really pushing the ball.
Free kick from the 6-yard box by the Pumas defender. It's going to go straight to a center player who dribbles the ball directly back in, who takes a shot off the center defender. Center still maintains possession at the edge of the box. Center's going to play it back to the top of the box. Collected by Cristo Rey, played out to the midfield. And there's a scuffle. Looks like it's going to roll out of bounds for a center throw-in.
It's getting the ball on this side of the field an awful lot.
Yeah, one thing that you like to pay attention to in soccer is the time of possession. And center certainly has had its share of possession in this game. Looks like they might be taking is this a hydration break?
They're taking a break.
Oh.
On behalf of Hive TV, I must apologize. We got a whole bunch of technical difficulties ironed out since last Friday's football game, but the one thing we still have to figure out is the game clock. So we're kind of flying blind here a little bit. I know in soccer it's an ongoing clock, and you kind of never know when the game ends. It's kind of the ref, is it, on the field is keeping the time, right?
Sure. So Steve Parker and I both went to the same broadcasting school, and we've been known to throw a couple uhs in there as filler.
It's a lot more difficult on this side of the headset. Usually I'm on the other side pointing those out, but I have a whole new appreciation for people who do this. I'll tell you that right now.
Steve, I think we should go back to high school and fire our coach, our broadcasting coach. We should. I knew we should have went to MU. They had a better broadcasting program. So
well, we've got a lot of young scholars here that just might be headed in that direction.
Yeah, and I do think Missouri still does have a good broadcasting program, do they not?
I think so.
One of the best in the Midwest. Look at the skill there, number 14, pulling the ball back and then playing it forward once again to the center forward. This time number 11, he's dribbling it up the edge. He's at the end of the box. He plays it into 12, but it's batted away, kicked away. Good job by the Cristo Rey defender, number 4. But it is a center throw-in.
I got to tell you, just on that replay, I really am impressed by the athletic and ball skills ability of Mansour there, number 14. That is just something that I never had any kind of skill like that.
Word has it that you're quite the pickleball player, though.
Well, that's a whole nother story.
Looks like center's scrapping for the ball. Once again, not afraid to challenge. They play it back into the top of the box, and a defender comes up, and it is a handball. Looks to me like it bounced up off that artificial turf and hit the center midfielder in the hand. So Cristo Rey quickly plays it upfield, and it rolls out of bounds. Throw in center. Center maintains possession in the midfield. Now they're on the edge of the field, playing it through the middle. Kind of a rare gaff there for center. And now it's played back to center where the keeper, Brandon Keynes, takes a big boot, putting it back in the midfield. And look, here goes center the other direction. Talk about speed and athleticism. The left forward dribbles, takes a shot just over the top.
really showing off that breakaway speed on that one. And a nice boot by the goalkeeper. Football team might want to take a look at him.
Well, don't tell the football coach quite yet. Poor Mr. Matson might not have one of his best players. I was looking through my notes here. Mr. Matson said that the two forwards quite accomplished with the number of goals they score. I think I was reading 30 goals between the two forwards last year. And it looks like center's again at the top of the box dribbling. Well, it's a beautiful night for soccer.
Andy, as a veteran, experienced soccer player, have you ever had experience? What's the difference between playing on the AstroTurf here, the turf field, versus a natural grass field? Do the players notice a difference between the two?
There is quite a difference. Teams that play and practice on natural grass do have a harder time adjusting to the speed of a turf field. So, and I'm not familiar with where Cristo Rey plays or practices, but every artificial turf field does take some adjusting to.
So it quite literally is a home field advantage, or it could be.
It very well could be. You know, interesting for center that they can both practice on natural grass and turf, which is a real advantage. A team like center, and it looks like here goes a fast break. Oh, he must have been offsides. Whistle blows. But yeah, center has a real advantage over some teams because Coach Matson has the ability to practice on both the turf field or the grass practice fields. And a lot of times when you make it to districts, as is the Yellow Jacket goal this year, you'll be put into a situation that might be unfamiliar, and it's important to practice playing on a specific type of field before you actually go out and play in a all-important district game. You know, I wanted to make one correction. You were right about the time. For professional soccer, the official time is kept on field by the referee, and the referees are known to add time at the end of a field, at the end of the regulation play, and they add the time so to make up for time that's lost by injuries or goal celebrations. But in high school soccer, the MISA has determined that professional soccer practices wouldn't necessarily be good for high school soccer. So what they do with high school soccer is they actually keep the clock on the field, and it's pretty strict.
See, you never cease to keep teaching me new lessons about soccer. Andy, that is great to know. That's something that I didn't know. I'm certainly refreshed by not seeing all the flopping and everything that we see in professional soccer.
Man for Cristo Rey, number 14, Eduardo.
Makes a lot of sense, that MISA rule.
True, and fans of American sports, not to say that parents of soccer players don't know, but it could be a horrible situation to have a lot of fans in the stands who don't understand that rule, that referees add time, and it could cause some huge problems if fans were to think that the game was over, and it wasn't. The ball's played and collected again by Brandon Keynes. Brandon has steady hands. And look, boots the ball out to midfield. Excellent free kick. Center collects it again. We're dribbling back the other way, and there's a hard tackle on the ball. It looks like it was a fair tackle, but it was last touched by Cristo Rey, who plays it back into the forward. Is that Emilson, number 30? Plays the ball forward, and center grabs the ball with their feet, of course.
They had an open goal there for a second, it looked like.
They did. Keeper collected that well. Made a good recovery. Cristo Rey's going to dribble it back up through the midfield. Plays it out to the wing. Number 5 attacking the center defender. Pushes him a little bit. Tries to play the ball back into the middle, where the center midfielder collects it. Loses it. Played back to the top of the box by Cristo Rey. Takes a shot. But the center defender gets a leg out in front of the ball. Blocks it, turning it the other direction. And now it's played up to the center forward, who dribbles around the keeper in the box. Tough angle. Plays it back across to the middle, and it's almost headed in by number 10. Oh.
David is just going to look back on that and see a missed opportunity. It was a great try, but oh, that was so close.
Rattled off the post, didn't it?
It did, right off the top post.
They often call the post the keeper's best friend. It's almost like another defender at times. And the ball's thrown in by center. Got number 9 playing it forward for Cristo Rey. Running along the sideline is number 5, showing some skill. Passing it into the midfield, a wide open midfielder trying to play it to a forward, but again, center defender steps up, putting a boot on the ball, and then he kicks it out for a Cristo Rey throw in. Again, to figure out who that left outside back is for center. He's done some good work out there today. Number 8. Chasing the ball.
It's like Keenan Clarkson, number 8 for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, he's a sophomore. He's listed as a midfielder, but he has been playing. Kenan. It is Kenan Clarkson, number 8. And again, collected by Brandon Keynes.
Looks like Cristo Rey has made the decision to become more aggressive, to kind of mirror the Yellow Jackets' play. We've seen a lot of position, a lot of field position, but now it looks like centers.
So, Steve, what's happening is, and this happens in soccer frequently, the game is opening up. If you'll notice the spacing of the players, there are some larger gaps on the field to be exploited by both teams, creating a little bit more attractive soccer. So you remember as a child playing pee-wee soccer, used to call it boot ball or herd ball.
Yes.
You put a ball down and everybody's in the same 15 yards.
I've seen plenty of those from my own children, too, when they were young.
So I'm going to say this name again, but Kenan is playing really well. He makes a hard tackle, but it was a fair tackle on the Cristo Rey player, at least as deemed by the referee. So it looks like the coach has come out. Number 7 is limping off the field.
Number 7, Ramon Ortiz.
Yeah, he got a little stinger there. So Cristo Rey gets a free kick. So I guess the referee did decide that it was a penalty.
The match for Cristo Rey, number 8, Alan Ruiz, and number 19, Ignacio Galvez.
Free kick by number 14.
That's Eduardo Moya.
Yeah, depending on his leg here, this could reach the top of the box. This could be a good opportunity for Cristo Rey to pull one back. Yeah, fairly strong kick, but center intercepts the ball, brings it back. Number 10, dribbling, passes it forward to Emilson. Beats a defender, takes on the keeper, takes a shot to the near post goal. Center. 2 goals for center.
Is this where we say go?
It could
Yellow
be.
Jacket goal
We don't want to break the
35th
microphone
minute
setup we
by
have.
Number 30, Emilson
We're still learning.
Vasquez.
Well, we can add to that goal total. Since this is the first game, it looks like Emilson has two goals so far this season. And we're only 30 minutes into the new season.
Quite the kick there.
Wonderful cross. Left-footed cross to the far side of the field. That must have been a 40-yard kick. And Emilson's back upfield, trying to connect it to one of his other forwards. Collected by a defender, played up through the midfield. Steve Center is pushing up quite a bit. They can smell the blood. Blood in the water. They're trying to all score goals at this point.
Sure, I see a lot of blue shirts on this side of the field. And just once again, going back to the athleticism of these players, the ability to kick the 40-yard ball and then catch right up and get the ball back is really impressive.
Yeah, Nielsen, that was quite a, as I say, a 40-yard boot, and then he was almost up there next to the ball he passed. I'd say he might have been able to pass the ball to himself.
Get some of our physics teachers to watch a replay of that and do the math on that. That's pretty quick.
You wouldn't think it would be possible, but okay, Cristo Rey is bringing it back the other way, collected by number 5. He had a quick little dribble there, but again, James Raper, Rapier. And I'm sorry, earlier I was claiming that Kennan was playing as a defender on the left back, but that's actually James Raper that again, Emilson through the midfield. You know, he's listed as a forward, but the sign of a good forward is that they can come back and play through the midfield and connect balls from the defense to the offense. And Emilson certainly has a nose for the ball. And credit to Coach Mattson. Sometimes players like that, coaches try to put the reins on them and say, you're a forward, stay up here. But allowing...
Like a great stop.
Yes, it was. I've been impressed by Brandon Keene's play. Strong keeper for center. Center plays it up through the midfield. Kicked back by the Pumas. Collected by center near the mid circle. Where Kennan Clarkson loses the ball out of bounds. Played back in. Number 10. Looks like David Argumendo dribbled the ball and then played it off the keeper, rolled out of bounds for a free kick.
And I could be wrong on this, but in talking to one of the players, I think he pronounces it David.
David.
We'll say both, and then one of us has to be right. So, but he's playing a heck of a game also.
Yeah.
Okay, hello. So somehow.
Yeah, Steve, I think it probably would be David.
We're getting some great messaging from our control room, our wonderful director, Denny Mosby, helping us out with these pronunciations. This is a kind of a last-minute thing for both Andy and I, so we're getting great help from all of our student staff here, crew, I should say.
I was going to point this out, but that James Raper at defense for center, the left back. He's collected and turned a lot of balls back the other direction. He's a strong defender. Right, collected by number 5 for Cristo Rey. Trying to dribble through that tough center midfield. Pass it to number 10. He's got some speed and some moves. He takes a shot. Oh, just wide. Good work by Cristo Rey. See, with the space opening up on the field, Cristo Rey able to take players on one-on-one.
It's like Troy Taylor, number 16, had a great stop on that to kind of thwart that drive there.
Center back the other way.
Nice move.
And beautiful, beautiful goal.
Goal!
And was that number 10 that scored? I think it was. The camera certainly is on David Argumendo, number 10. So he dribbled past the keeper there, Steve, and he had a really tough angle. By the time he was done beating the keeper, and we'd have to talk to a math teacher about that. I'm sure David is pretty good at math.
Absolutely.
He can score a goal from a 20-degree angle like that.
Should play pool on the side with that kind of shot.
I was just thinking.
6, 5,
just thinking the same thing.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Okay, so the clock, which was being kept on the field, so everybody in the stadium knows how much time was counted down to 0. Thank you to Mr. Chambers for being the announcer on the field.
Lots of great food, snacks, and drinks for your enjoyment. Our proceeds benefit the Center High School Booster Club supporting our center student athletes.
What do you guys play during halftime?
I think I'm dreaming right now. I never knew this was gonna be my new school.
It's amazing. When we got to bring the students over and tour the building, they were so elated, so excited.
This is amazing. Look how big it is. I didn't even know what to say. The building is so big and we have a lot of space around here. We get to have fun with our friends. Whoa, it looks like a whole museum. This is so cool.
There's TVs, like there's one over there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 TVs in this room. I think it's awesome and it's really big and there's so many classrooms and I just love the whole school. I think it's awesome. It had more space than the old school. If the teachers don't have something and the other classroom do, you can just open the doors and ask for it.
My heart is just full because they demonstrated such gratitude in how they were taking everything in. This is for us. Yes, this is for you. When we were going through the design process, we wanted it to be more collaborative, more open. We've outgrown, our current space. The particular setup has a purpose for instruction and the learning experience.
Why is this place so cool?
3rd and 4th and 5th are upstairs, and next year I'm going to be in 3rd. And there's lockers and an outdoor classroom.
There's a dryer! When you look up top, it looks like a beehive.
The blue design is beautiful.
We are going to have a lot of fun. We're going to learn a lot.
It's just exciting. Our students are going to do great work here from years to come.
Thank you, Center Community, for giving us this beautiful space. We love our new building.
We can't wait to learn here.
Indian Creek Bulldogs forever!
Yeah, because you can see this, yeah. Next time we'll make it a little bit higher. Not that much, but a little. It gets hot up here, though.
This video message is for all of our Center School District students. I want to officially welcome you to our 2021-22 school year. For those new to our district, let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Yolanda Cargile, Center School District Superintendent. I am excited to welcome you back, and I am honored to start this new school year with you. Our main goal as Center School District is to serve you, our students. I'm sure many of you thought, as I did, we would be able to start the school year without any COVID-19 restrictions. But here we are. I know it continues to be a trying time for many of us. We want you to know district leaders continue working and planning for a safe return for you. We're excited to begin the 2021 school year in person. One of our collective commitments is to know every student by name, strength, and need. We know last year may have been challenging, but we believe in you and are here to support you to ensure you are on track and on grade level. Just as we ended the year with many safety measures in place to keep everyone as safe as possible, we will continue the same this school year for as long as necessary. Please follow public guidelines and the health and safety measures we have put in place to protect you, our families, and community. We all play a part in stopping the spread of COVID-19. You have so many people cheering you on and advocating for your best interests. Don't forget, the adults in the district are here to help. Just please reach out when there is a need. In Center, we are in this together to ensure each student thrives in a future-focused learning environment as you build skills to become responsible citizens. At Center, we create champions. We know you can be a champion, Yellow Jacket style. Once a Yellow Jacket, always a Yellow Jacket. Let's have a fantastic school year. Thank you.
Hello, Center School District family. My name is Andrea Boo, and I'm the 6th District at-large City Council person for Kansas City, Missouri. I just wanted to say good luck as you start the school year and head back to school. I know we are all tired of wearing masks and washing our hands. Well, washing your hands is a very good habit. And I know that your mothers and grandmothers and teachers have been telling you to wash your hands way before this pandemic, so keep that up. But seriously, as you begin this year, know that you have champions outside of the school building cheering you on. To the teachers, you are all our heroes. Over 30 years later, I remember Mrs. Russell, Mrs. Myrick, Mrs. Cogstall, and even Coach Powers. So today your students may forget their homework, but tomorrow they will remember your name. And especially to our seniors, I have one of my own. Don't let the weight of the last few years weigh you down. Let it be building blocks to lift you up. And I will leave you all with a phrase from President Barack Obama's farewell address, an address that actually propelled me into public service. Show up, dive in, persevere. Thank you for giving me a few minutes to share a few words, and good luck.
Welcome to each of you, the Center High School graduating class of 2021.
Yeah, this is really cool. We're right here in the backyard of our school district, and it's just really cool to see all the blue and yellow here and all the staff supporting them.
Absolutely phenomenal. We're going to make it a memorable one tonight.
This is what it's all about. It's a culmination of a career and education for many of our students. It's a proud moment for us as Yellow Jackets.
I am extremely proud of the class of 2021. The Yellow Jackets have survived a year like none other.
This whole year was it was a lot to take in, so it's really special that we're out here in Starlight and able to do this.
Our students have done a phenomenal job.
We have had kids on virtual, we've had them on hybrid, we've had them full in person, we've had to move back and forth between these two, and all along the way, the students have just been really flexible, and not only am I proud of them for graduating, but graduating under these circumstances deserves an extra round of applause for them.
To be center strong, that takes on a whole new meaning when you add the pandemic into it. This last year's probably felt like 2 years.
It was very difficult.
We all been through highs and lows, and it's been a pretty difficult year. But right now, this is our moment. And I know our parents and family members are proud. This
And it looks like center's ready to play. Everybody taking their positions at the center circle. Cristo Rey with the kickoff. The honors will be done by number 14, Eduardo Moya. Waiting for the referee whistle to begin the game. Starting the second half. He's counting the number of players on the field. Checks his watch. We're off. The beginning of the second half. Cristo Rey plays it back to the midfield. Ball played out of bounds. Cristo Rey throw in. With a fair amount of dribbling skill there. Mansour Balde popping the ball over his opponent to eventually end up out of bounds.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go back to the center because it's you don't want to get and I don't want to get this. Yeah, I know they're getting the ball.
Cristo Rey keeper's been busy today.
Did we change what goal we're trying to get it into?
It looks like it was a offsides, actually. Number 8 will take the ball. Kick it for Cristo Rey. Alan Ruiz, the kick to the midfield. Struggle for the ball. Number 8 plays. Collected by the center defense, played back out to the Cristo Rey midfield. David Argumento with some wonderful ball skills. Eventually played forward into an offsides. Free kick going to be taken by Cristo Rey, number 16. Victor Bello plays it forward to his teammate, number 8 in the midfield. Working the ball up the field. Dribbling into center's box. Top of the box, played back. Shot by number 8 off the post. A second shot blocked by Brandon Keynes. Brandon Keynes with a slide tackle. He takes out the forward for Cristo Rey. And we're not sure what the call is going to be. Did he get the ball or did he get the man? Referee will let us know what his determination is. Looks like the player's okay. He's up on his feet walking. Well, it looks like a penalty kick has been called. Brandon Keynes with the aggressive tackle was deemed to be a penalty. So to take the penalty kick number 3, Juan Perez Cruz. Brandon Keynes set up on his line, ready to spring into action. Mr. Cruz bouncing over the ball. Takes a shot over the top. No worries for Brandon Keynes or the Center Yellow Jackets. Yeah, taking a penalty kick is, it can be intimidating. Especially with a big keeper like Brandon Keynes presenting himself well, wearing a red jersey, hands outstretched. A little bit intimidating. Cristo Rey coming right back. Trying to keep the pressure up and find that equalizer. Center with the counterattack. Played back to the Cristo Rey keeper. Cristo Rey has a bit of momentum going in here since the second half. Sure, the coach gave them some pointers. You might see them improve their play the second half. And played into Brandon Keynes, who's out of the box, the top of the box, gets a hand on it. Collected by number 23 by center. Lost again. Swing and a miss. Lasan Kamara has been playing some strong defense tonight. Kind of clogging things up in the middle of the defense, making it difficult for Cristo Rey to take any meaningful shots or passes. And again, Lasan Kamara going to take the free kick. It's probably about his 5th or 6th tonight. Big boot. It's going to land near midfield. Center number 2, Reese Damiano. Haven't called his name much, but he's been working out there hard in the midfield. Throw in Cristo Rey. Another throw in Cristo Rey. Emilson Vasquez kind of coaching his teammates how to set up behind him. Pursuit number 2 and 14, Mansour Balde. Reese Damiano. Played out to the other side. Cristo Rey playing it back into the middle. Cristo Rey doing a better job of moving the ball around the second half. It's played to the top of the center box. Forward, dribbles past the center defender. Collects the ball, takes a shot, bounces off a center player. And it looks like it's going to be a center free kick. Boom, straight to number 16 for Cristo Rey. Victor Bello brought back down to center. Top of the box. Number 12. Cheeky pullback at the top of the box by the center defender, number 12. It's kind of a risky area of the field to do that if you lose possession. Could be an almost instant goal.
The match center number 8, Kim Clarkson.
Center throw in. It's going to roll out of bounds for a free kick. This time it is taken by the keeper. Collected by Nilsson. Left-footed shot on the far post rolls wide. Good idea. Keeper might have had it covered.
Match for the Pumas, number 19, Ignacio
Keeper
Galvez.
sets it up at the top of the 6. Looks like he's going to take the kick again. So maybe another change for the Pumas, letting their keeper boot it down the field. Maybe get better mileage. See how far he kicks this one. About 30 yards. Where center collects the ball. Back by number 2. Played up by the defender. Oh, offsides. David thought he had a good run in on the keeper, but when the ball was played, he was slightly past the last defender, making him offsides. Take number 3. Kicking it from where the offsides play started. Juan Perez Cruz preparing for the kick. And he passes up to his player, who kicks it out of bounds. Up to Nielsen. Cristo Rey throw in. So it looks like the game's settling in a bit. For the first couple of minutes there, it looked like Cristo Rey was really pressing the game, and there was a danger. Giving up a goal. They would have had some momentum, but fortunately for center, that penalty kick went over the top of the bar, and center seems to have settled the game down a bit more. Yeah, center is up by 3 goals, but in soccer there's an old saying, 2-0 is the most dangerous score in soccer, and 3-0 can be bad if it turns to 3-1. So, and we've got Steve Parker back in the booth.
Thanks, Andy. I just had to take a break and run out to the stadium and give our brand new camera people out there some words of encouragement. They're doing a great job. This is their first real-time broadcasting, and for some of them even touching some of the cameras like we have here. They're doing great. Also got a chance to peek in on the girls volleyball team. They've won their first set. They're leading in their second set, doing a great job. They were taking on East.
So Steve, just a comment on that. I saw several of the cameras set up in the stadium when I walked through it earlier. How many cameras are set up out there alongside the field?
Tonight we have 3. We have a camera that is focusing on these uptight, beautiful shots like I'm seeing right now, and then a camera that's up in the press box trying to get us these large, wide shots. But it's an art. It definitely takes practice, much like these athletes go through. Unfortunately, because of the new construction that went on, we didn't really get a chance to practice over the summer. But I'm really excited this year. We've got a great crew. We've got a lot of student interest. And look forward to broadcasting quite a few games. Next week, we'll be back here with boys soccer, Grandview. Seems like a pretty hot matchup just down the road there at 6:30 here at home. Thursday, we'll be doing the volleyball team, first broadcast of volleyball versus Southeast at 6 p.m. And then Friday, the big Friday Night Lights game versus Oak Grove. Here, that game will also be streamed on ESPN3, so I know that we're going to be super excited. It'll be great to get these camera people some practice before that big ESPN3 game.
Steve, there's a lot of good things to unpack there. But practice, they're doing a tremendous job. And I know every game we get better, and it'll be impressive to have the ESPN come in. Sounds like next week is a week of rivalries for Center. I know Center Grandview's always had a good soccer rivalry, and I know the football team has always done big things against Oak Grove. Who's the volleyball team playing?
They're playing Southeast next week. I'm looking forward to being able to see some of our volleyball players. They don't get as much attention as probably some of the bigger sports, but they are athletes just like what we're seeing here.
Looks like there's a scuffle at the top of the box. There is a Pumas player down on the field. We'll see if it was a penalty or whether it was just an injury. But play has been stopped. So all the players congregate at the top of the box.
Take this break to give a little promotion to the Center Foundation and their annual 5K run. It'll be held on October 9th. It's a great fundraiser. I know the Center Foundation provides funds for teacher requests that vary across the school. We go above and beyond to give our scholars some great opportunities.
Well, Steve, this is an interesting development. It looks like a free kick. So, beautiful shot and saved by Brandon Keene. Kicked out by Center, rebounded by Cristo Rey. A shot in goal, but now there's an appeal for an offsides. The Center ref is checking with the assistant referee. Just by the body language here, it looks like they're going to call offsides. And looks like they're going to give a free kick, so that was not a goal. Corner kick. Cristo Rey.
Cristo Rey looking for an opportunity to get on the board here.
Steve, if they score one, it's going to put the pressure on the Yellow Jackets. And I hate to have jinxed things, but on that corner kick, it was perfectly placed into the middle of the field, and the ball was tapped in by number 10 for Cristo Rey, Isaac Villa.
They had a good set on that one. They had a good,
it was Cristo Rey 1, Center 3.
Looked like they knew what they were doing, and they took advantage of the opportunity of the corner kick.
They executed their plan. They practiced that. Most coaches practice corner kicks and set pieces. That's what they call that. Can always be an advantage in a game. And now Cristo Rey is in a position to make a comeback.
there's the old saying, the game's never over.
Goal from Cristo Rey in the 56th minute by number 10, Isaac Villa.
That's correct.
So the clock strikes 0.
Well, one of the things that might separate the center soccer team from some of the past, they seem to have a lot of confidence. It wouldn't surprise me if they came back and scored a goal of their own.
Jackets number 11,
The mark of a good team.
Now, as a coach here, how would you coach center going forward for the rest of the game? Would you encourage them to go back to a more aggressive stance?
Yeah, in a situation like this, one of the worst things you can do is have players clam up and start playing defensively, because when you do that, it just invites the other team to come down and score a goal. It's a long game, the second half, and if you start changing the way you're playing your style, it can lead to disastrous consequences. So I'd encourage them just to keep their heads up and play the same way that they were playing earlier. Of course, this Cristo Rey team has shown a lot more confidence the second half. I have a feeling their coach gave a pretty good speech at halftime. Does seem to be a frantic nature about the center defending. I think once you have a goal scored on you, you can.
The adrenaline goes up a level, doesn't it?
Yeah. This would be a good time for center to slow things down a bit, not change their style. Make the same passes, make the same runs. Try to connect the ball through the midfield. Keep the ball away from Cristo Rey. It's probably obvious.
Would that be a form of what you would call clock management? Does that come into play when you're talking about soccer?
There can be. There can be a definite clock management strategy. Well, it looks like another free kick here. And again, this is called a set piece. This is very dangerous. That's in a spot where the kicker could play it into the box for an easy tap in, or could take a shot at the goal himself.
So number 8, Alan Ruiz.
It looks like he took a shot. It rebounded, ricocheted off a couple players, rolled out of bounds for a center free kick.
Entering the match for center number 1, Tyler Hopkins.
Substitution. Ball's back in play. Yeah, Mansour Balde fighting for that ball, just trying to tap it away from the Cristo Rey player. Collected by the Cristo Rey keeper. By number 10, the midfielder. Was handled by player 12.
Number 11, Leon Lamoff. Shot on goal, just a bit outside. Using a little baseball references right there.
Just probably. A little outside. Was it that took the shot? Look, he looked a little bit disappointed.
junior forward.
And again, the Cristo Rey keeper is going to take the kick here. So that's a definite change from the first half, where they had their defender taking the free kick. Whistle blows. Free kick taken from the side of the infraction by number 8. Alan Ruiz, defender for the Pumas. Fighting for the ball again, number 2 for center. He's a scrappy player. Reese Damiano. He's a midfielder. He's been getting involved in a lot of plays, clogging up the middle.
A lot of juniors on this center Yellow Jacket team. That bodes well for the future of the program.
If you're going to make a run at districts, it's good to have an experienced team. Center player hoping for a foul. Referee lets the play keep going. And beautiful dribble. Number 5 dribbling into the box.
Kind of a trial by fire for some of our camera people out there. Soccer is a very difficult sport to capture with the camera. The fast-moving action, the ball moving at quite a fast pace. They're doing a great job just learning their new positions.
Is it a pretty young camera crew, or?
Yeah, I mean, none of them have. We have one experienced camera person out there, and she's doing a great job. Vanessa, I give a shout out to her. She's doing a great job. She's doing a great job coaching up the other camera, but they're all new. All seem very excited to be part of this program, which I am excited that they're here.
It takes a lot of discipline, a lot of attention to detail.
And just like these players, these students have been in school all day. So this is something extra that they're putting in and giving back to their schools so that people at home can watch it. And the players, I've heard from many players that go home and they have their game film, but they like watching the rebroadcast. This will be on YouTube for the rest of the year.
Coming up into the play, number 16. As a defender, making his mark, Troy Taylor. Playing defense for center tonight. As the right back. Does look like center is starting to push up a bit again. Diamano dribbling the ball. Good piece of skill. Pulling the ball back and then crossing it across the field. Land at the foot of a center player to roll out of bounds. Oh, looks like it was touched by a Cristo Rey Puma, and it will be a center corner kick. So let's see what center can do with the set piece, Steve. Maybe this is where center puts it back up by 3 goals. And taking this corner kick is number 10. He plays it short. Now the center player in the box. Oh, you see what they were trying to do. Centered up and center. A shot. Just who I was talking about. Diamano scores. Reese Damiano with his first of the season.
Goal! I think that's my favorite thing to say now.
You know, Mr. Parker, you may be able to say that a couple more times today, we hope. Oh.
Yellow Jacket goal in the 66th minute by number 2, Reese Damiano.
Center players score the goal. Takes score to 4-1. Cristo Rey still has the opportunity to learn a little bit about each other.
First game of the season. Cristo Rey's a good team. You can see the quality and the skill. All right, number 7 for center fighting number 17 for the ball. There's the goal scorer. Played forward to number 10. He's offsides. He was slightly beyond the last defender when that ball was played to him. And as you know, Mr. Parker, you were saying that you always learn something when you watch a game with Andy Hanch, and there you go. You can see the back defenders, and if the
Yeah, offsides is one of those calls that as a novice soccer viewer, I always get a little confused with when a ball is officially offside versus, because you always think it looks so exciting and then they don't get the goal.
Blow the whistle. Yeah, it's a little bit easier. Now center here, center. Number 10 takes a shot over the top. Beautiful kick, though. David Argumendo, he's looking for his first of the season. He dribbled the ball skillfully to the top of the box and took his right-footed shot just over the top of the bar. Yeah, when you're playing on a football field, it is easier to spot the offsides because there are lines actually drawn on the field.
That's a great point. I didn't realize that, but it seems like it would be easier to see.
Easier job for the referees. Hits the ball. So if you'll notice, you have all the Cristo Rey defenders kind of along a line there. Oh, surprise shot. Goal!
There you go. Would that be what they would consider an own goal? I've heard that term used before.
Well, if it was a Cristo Rey player that kicked it back and his keeper wasn't able to handle it properly, then that would be an own goal.
Grace Damiano.
Oh, it looks like Grace Damiano is going to be credited with the goal.
That takes the score up to 5-1. Center Yellow Jackets.
So Damiano now has a brace in soccer. That's 2 goals. And if I'm looking at my scorecard correctly, Emilson also has a brace. So you see center has, of course it looks like they're going to have a free kick from their center back. Got a big kick. Lason Kamara plays it up. Looks like Emilson's going for his hat trick. He takes a shot, left-footed shot, goal! Emilson.
It looks like they stayed on sides that time.
They sure did.
Real impressive outing for this first home game for the Center Yellow
Jacket goal in
Jackets.
the 69th minute by number 30, Emilson Vasquez.
Emilson Vasquez with his 3rd of the match, bringing the score to 6-1. Yeah, this has to be demoralizing for Cristo Rey. They were playing themselves back into the game, and then to give up a couple goals in quick succession.
Well, it seemed that one goal they scored kind of woke the Yellow Jackets back up, and they started pushing again.
Yeah. And this happens in soccer frequently as well. Cristo Rey wanting to score that second goal to get back in the game, they themselves press up. It allows center to play a fast break, I guess is what you would call it in basketball, allows center the space to play beyond their back line. So on that last goal, you saw the center defender playing the ball up. The Cristo Rey defense was pushed up so high near the 40-yard line, which left a huge gap. So once the ball was played up to Emilson, he was able to use all that empty space. And then you're down to a situation of the goalkeeper having to try to cut off the angle and the shot.
Puts a lot of pressure on that goalkeeper,
doesn't
it?
Yes, a lot of pressure. And Coach Mattson was commenting on Emilson's wonderful left foot. If you'll notice, that's how he scored on that goal after the fast break. So it looks like center's going to make a couple substitutions here as soon as the ball's played out.
Coach Mattson using this opportunity to get some of the younger players in the game, get them some game experience, very valuable.
Always good. It's hard to make it through a soccer season without an experienced team of more than 11. Free kick by number 5. Oh, Brandon Keynes comes out. Initially stops the ball in the center defense.
James Rapier getting back and covering the goal for his goalie.
That was an empty goal. Had it not been for his instincts to cover the middle. Blocked that shot with his head.
I'm sure they'll look back on that, and coach will be happy with that sequence of events. Teammate covering teammate.
Center player dribbling the ball at the top of the box has fouled. This is going to bring up a dangerous free kick for center. We're trying to figure out who was fouled here. Player number 1 for center, Tyler Hopkins, doing a good job dribbling and then was fouled. So we're going to have a free kick here near the top of the box. Again, another set piece. Very dangerous for the other team. Looks like it's number 10 for the Yellow Jackets, David Argumento.
Remember, that's pronounced David.
David. And that's got a better soccer pedigree.
Getting some instruction from the sidelines.
The golden boot. David kicks it in, and it's a goal. Works its way through the defense and into the far corner. David with his first of the season. Steve, that was beautiful.
That was really impressive. It looked like he knew exactly where he wanted the ball to go, and he executed with perfection.
Yellow Jacket goal scored in the 72nd minute by number 10, David.
Listening in, that's the 72nd minute.
And that was about a 40-yard kick. You know, David had a choice. Am I going to try to loft it for a player to head it in, or am I just going to go for it? Like the aggressiveness. Mr. Ray plays the ball back to its midfield to move the ball around. Wow, that's a lot of scores in a very short time. Which is why free kicks are so dangerous. Here's the workman, number 23. He has been a busy man. Oson Kamara plays in number 14. Looks like a center throw-in. Yeah, Steve, once a couple goals are scored like this against a team, everybody on the bench wants to get in and score their goal. It becomes almost contagious.
Absolutely. I can definitely understand that urge to get on, get your name in the stat books.
Yeah, there's players on the bench looking at Coach Matson right now. Coach, put me in, put me in. It's a hard thing to be a coach in a situation like that. You'd love to put everybody in if you could.
Right.
He might. You know, soccer does have a 10-0 rule. If a team scores 10 goals on the other team, then the match is ended at that point. And here's a steal.
Credit Cristo Rey. They're keeping their heads up. They're not hanging their heads. They're going to keep battling this out, getting that valuable experience. I'm sure Coach Adam Blackstock has got words of encouragement for his team. Try to get some lessons out of this tough, wide expanse of a score.
And it's good to see that the Cristo Rey keeper is really battling, taking the ball off a center player's foot at the top of the box. He's still in there playing as best he can. Number 20, Daniel Pena with the free kick. Turned over to center. Get back into the middle. It looks like Coach Matson has 5 or 6 substitutes to use if he so chooses. A couple of his varsity starters are taking a water break, allowing some younger players to get in the mix. Cristo Rey playing with a bench of about 4 players.
Mansour a little over the back. A little basketball term there.
Yeah, the ref will call that every time. Yeah, I noticed looking at the Cristo Rey roster, they do have a lot of 9th and 10th graders listed, freshmen and sophomores. 1 junior, a couple seniors, 3, 4.
This will definitely be valuable experience for them going forward. Nothing like game time experience.
Wow. Good free kick by number 10 for Cristo Rey. Played into another Cristo Rey player. And Brandon Keene's showing up with aggressive presence and good hands. He's able to stop that shot. Wow. There's a speed demon right there. Running down the side of the field for center. Almost being able to get off a cross. But eventually losing ball to the end line. So 4 minutes remain on the clock. So in high school soccer, they actually count down to 0. Looks like there's a center player injured. Got number 3 dribbling through several center players. Eventually to lose it. Good work by Juan Perez Cruz. Beating a couple center players. Now we have a foot race. Center player plays it around the keeper, who is out of the box. Good defending by number 5. Saw his keeper was out of the box. He came back, similar to what happened with the center save. But number 5 player to be named later.
That was number 11 for the Yellow Jackets, Leon Lamont, showing off his wheels. That breakaway.
Yeah. I wonder if number 5 is Wilfredo Ortega Lopez. He's not listed as having a number, but. And played back to the middle by Cristo Rey, collected by number 16, played to number 2, and showing up for center again to block off the play. So Kamara bring it back the other direction. Out to number 10. Challenged by the defender number 5.
That's David again.
Yeah. Eventually loses it to number 5. Plays solid defense. Good skill by number 10. Triples it around to center player and passes it to his teammate, receives the ball back, passes to his teammate again, who loses it out of bounds.
Quick glimpse of the clock, 1:37 left in the game.
Isaac Villa. Isaac Villa, he's only a sophomore. He plays a good midfield. Here he receives the ball back, confidently tries to dribble it around, but center player number 14, too strong. Plays it forward to David, who takes a shot, blocked again by the keeper. There we go with a long shot.
1 minute left in the game, 1 minute.
Looks like 1 minute left.
That was a good block by Daniel Pena. Solid kick. It's right there.
Looks like he's going to take the free kick again. Then up to the midfield, collected by number 13, who plays it forward. Yeah, it's going to roll out of bounds. You know, that is one difference between turf and natural grass. It rolls a lot quicker and a lot further.
Absolutely.
10 seconds left in the game. 8, 7, 6,
Or
5,
the final countdown.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And that is full time for center 7, Cristo Rey 1.
Impressive victory by the Yellow Jackets tonight, this first home game. Any takeaways from this first game of the season?
Great way to start the season. You know, it's always good to have momentum. And here's a shot of the crowd. Looks like they're fairly happy with the results. Back to your question. Yeah, you always want to start the season off strong with a win.
Well, I just want to thank you, Mr. Hanch. Last minute fill in, coming in here, doing an outstanding job. Along with our brand new crew here at Hive TV, we hope everyone will join us for the games. Don't forget to support your scholar athletes. And we'll see you next week. Remember, another boys soccer game, Grandview, Tuesday, September 7th at 6:30. We'll broadcast that one. And then volleyball and football next week. Once again, thank you all for watching. Have a great night.
Good night, everybody.
Next home match for the Yellow Jackets will be next Wednesday. It is Tuesday on the original schedule, but that game has been moved to Wednesday evening, taking on the Bulldogs of Grandview High School. The University and varsity games. University starts at 5 p.m. Varsity to follow. Once again, that's next Wednesday